When I came home, a lot of cars were parked in front of my house. I came in and I saw my grandma's, everybody in the rooms, in the living room's face filled with tears. And my grandma said Jesus took Braden to heaven, and I just immediately started screaming, and I didn't know why, I didn't know how, and still to this day, I wonder why, but I mean, you can't keep on asking them why until you go. My brother's name was Braden Abel Lewis Kennedy. He died of SID, sudden infant death syndrome.
When I was 17, my then ex-husband and I found out I was pregnant. And when we decided we were going to have an abortion, we drove down to the clinic, but there was like picketers out there and telling me, God loves you and not to kill your baby. So I didn't. I had never read a Bible before. I had never really prayed before.
We knew that we had a child to raise, and how were we going to raise her, in a Christian home if we weren't fully committed ourselves?
Church was more of a routine. It was a thing that I had to go to. It wasn't like I enjoyed it that much.
I'd say that Christ was always a part of our life and not necessarily the center of our life.
I was dating somebody and I thought I was in love. I moved in with him. I found out I was pregnant. So that's whenever I discussed it with him, and I found out that he was being unfaithful. What was best for my child and I was just to, move away from the situation and see if he was to ever decide that he wanted to become a father figure, which he hasn't.
I was isolated from my family. I was isolated from friends. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I stayed in my room. I was a depressed person.
I was trying so hard to become something in my own mind and was not listening to God at all. And I was just in darkness. I just didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I didn't know who I should be. I had no guidance at all.
I had all the friends. I had the girlfriend. I was good at sports. I was popular. I thought I had it all, but deep down every night I was kind of like, what am I doing?
We thought of ourselves as Christians. However, we were not committed to Christ. We would go to church when it was convenient for us.
It was more of a religion of tradition where we would go with Grandma and Grandpa and sit in the back pew.
I had a wonderful relationship with my wife and family and had a wonderful job. Everything has been great. But I never really joined an actual church.
I didn't have a strong desire to be in church or to read the Bible even. I knew I was missing really some real foundation.
I was brought to second by somebody that I was dating. And that's a little bit more complicated.
It started a few years ago with the Guitar Hero contest. I dropped off my son, and so I go back and I pick him up, and he's like, oh, Mom, it was awesome. And I'm like, well, did you win? He's like, no. He's like, but it was a church. He's like, you had to listen to them talk to you about God. And I'm like, what kind of church has a Guitar Hero contest?
It wasn't until I needed a point for NHS, and you get a point for being part of a church, that I went to second to get that point. And the pastor looked at me, he's like, all right, if I sign this, that means you're gonna have to start coming every weekend. I was like, all right, yes, sir.
We had new neighbors moving in. They told us about the church that they went to, and they asked me if I wanted to go with them.
Since we're new to the Houston area, everybody we ran into was always talking about second.
He started going to church on his own, and he would always tell me, he's like, Mom, he's like, you really need to go. I'm like, nah, it's not for me. People like me don't go to church.
I decided that I wanted to come, and when I walked in, I fell in love with it.
I went, and the very first time, something in my heart changed.
I was truly expecting people that were going to be just appear to be nicer, that there wasn't really that much of a difference.
Whenever I started coming to Second, that's when just the floodgates opened.
I volunteered for the Love and Respect Conference. I'm divorced. I was married for 10 years, and it really opened my eyes to the things that were wrong with my marriage that were my fault.
I went to beach retreat, J-High beach retreat, and there we just really focused on God.
The first time that I saw the church, it was humongous. I felt like my eyes were about to pop out because it was huge.
As soon as I walked in, everyone was like, hi, and like giving me hugs.
Okay, why are these people being nice to me? I am from Chicago. I used to be a bar hopper, club girl who partied 24/7. People just aren't nice to you just to be nice to you.
It really just made me feel really welcome to have people come to me and show me love.
My dad got hooked. My mom got really hooked, and she started studying a lot.
All of a sudden, we were part of all these, different groups, trying out different Bible studies.
I don't know if it's like a light went on, but I guess it's more that a cold spot in my heart warmed back up.
I built relationships with people that had been down the same exact path that I had.
It was at that time that I started making some big decisions for Jesus.
God was knocking on the door of my heart and just showing himself to me and revealing himself to me in certain ways. And it's a painful process to accept that your philosophy about life is wrong.
I really had to go to God to seek his forgiveness, but even more importantly than that, even after I knew he had forgiven me, I really had not forgiven myself. I even sought out the forgiveness of my ex-spouse.
I did have doubts, but I realized it was my flesh doubting myself.
There was this one day at church when Pastor Bud said, if you don't have Christ in your life, then you may bow your head and you may say this prayer with us.
I was convinced that I definitely wanted to join.
I just knew that I had to stand up and accept Jesus Christ to come into my heart. I just knew it.
I said the prayer, and when I got home from church, I just felt so good inside.
They told everybody to raise their hands if you were going to give your life to Christ. And I raised my hand in October, and I got baptized with my brother and my dad.
Anybody that wanted to get baptized could walk up, and I just felt like that was my time, like I had to do it, like he was calling me.
The day I got baptized, I was just a new person. And then my daughter got baptized at junior high beach retreat. And then my other daughter got baptized. My family is complete.
It truly was a defining moment in my life.
Just kind of said, okay, it starts now.
It's like this joy, this feeling of joy in your heart.
A load had been lifted off my heart.
I felt like God was telling me, Jayla, you are mine now. Just put everything in my hands, let me take control.
Right when I got in the water, right when I just stepped in the water, I knew that it was going to be an absolutely great day for me.
What I didn't know is that he could love me and forgive my sins.
I know that I have a church family that will support me and love me no matter what I do. They will be there for me.
Second's got something for everybody. It's just always being connected to the people that are around you that makes Second different and makes it something that helps me in my walk with God.
I love the people. They're so friendly and kind.
They come up and accept you and want to shake your hands, and they're the most friendliest people I've ever met.
They've been a gateway to my walk with Jesus.
It's really fun, it's energetic. You'll meet a ton of new people, all with different personalities.
I've just immersed myself as much as I possibly could because I feel like I'm home. I feel like this is where I need to be.
We've never had an experience like we've had here.
Instead of a son following in their father's footsteps, I've been following in Brooks's footsteps. I mean, he's an inspiration. A lot of that comes from Second's youth group.
We finally just feel like this is us. This is who we
This
are.
is who we are. We feel like
This is what we've been looking
It feels
for.
like Second fits, you know, like we fit in at Second.
God reached out to Brooks, and through Brooks, reached out to us.
My son is a blessing. I was told when he was born that they don't know how he survived.
It's amazing. God is amazing. Jesus Christ means everything.
Sometimes when you're going through hard times, then you pray and Jesus will come and save you.
I've prayed, I had faith, I believed that he was gonna get me through this, and he did, because that's what he's there for. He's there to help you and to guide you, and even though you've made mistakes, he shows you that he loves you and he cares about you. I'm so thankful.
Jesus is the best thing that has ever happened to me. He's what I live for.
Jesus Christ is grace to me. I've made so many mistakes in my life, and I've done so many stupid things.
Jesus makes me feel better because when I'm in a situation like when my brother passed away, he helped me to this day, and he will still until the day that my life ends.
Jesus has literally awakened me from the dead. He's given me eternal purpose to help others, to just tell others.
I feel God every day burning away the parts of me that need to be burned away and refining the parts that need to be refined.
God made me whole.
I guess I latched on with both hands, and I don't want to let go because I don't want to go back to the person that I was.
I would never go back to what my life used to be.
I can hear him, I can understand him, and we have a very close relationship.
Really, my whole thought on athletics has changed from being about me to really just give my all for God, just swim for his glory.
Christ has become, the most important thing in our lives.
Right now, you may not see him, but in my eyes, I do. I see him standing right here, right by me. He's always going to be by my side, no matter what.
Every single day I see Christ to make a difference in my life that day.
I did stop partying after he was born. That's why I call him my saving baby, because he saved me. And he saved me again. When he invited me to church.
We're at Second because of you.
I'm here because of you.
I am here because of you. I'm here because of you.
We are here because of you.
I'm here because of you.
I'm here because of you.
We're here because of you.
I'm here because of you.
We're here because of you.
This is Kaden, and we're here because of you.
I'm in Second because of you.